Okay, this will be an interesting one. This will tie in with the general theme of things. We'll soon find out what it is that I feel goes well with what we're doing. Don't know if we're going to make it a negative positive or positive image. I think we're just going to leave it on 100. Going to reverse it. Wondering what background colour I'm going to give it. Going at red. No, we're not touching that. Alright, let's see what we have. It is Vogue Brides Australia. So yes, I'm hoping to get reunited with my loved one Luigi and get married to him pretty well smack bang straight away. There won't be any time for dresses or dressing up. It's going to be probably more like what would be classified loosely as a shotgun wedding. It's going to be very quick. There's not going to be anything fancy. Certainly isn't going to be public. But it's still going to have meaning. Because Luigi and I, we love each other. We don't need all that hoopla. We don't need all that fancy stuff. We just need each other, the rings, the vows, and that's pretty much it. There's not going to be anything fancy about our union. That looks interesting, but it's not what I want. I like the colour of that. But basically, I really want to marry this person, Luigi. And I'm not fussed about all the fancy stuff, all the hoopla and the ceremony. The ceremony's important, but it's not going to be a huge event. It's just going to be us and the celebrant. Luigi and I and the celebrant. But I'm okay with it. I don't care. I just want to marry him. We are both unable to, we both as a couple, we don't want to have sex before marriage. So the marriage is important to us so that we can have our license to, you could say, to have sex. Sounds a bit brutal, but I'm just being honest, folks. But basically, Luigi and I just want that little piece of paper to say that we can do it. We can actually have sex instead of doing it out of wedlock, which wouldn't go at all well with us because we are traditional in that respect. Trying to get the woman's face. Yeah, that looks good. Now we've got her face in the frame and the rest of it. But basically, yeah, Luigi and I just want to be able to have our sexual relationship and have it in a way that we consider acceptable. We just don't want to be like the crowd and sort of think that it's okay to do it outside of wedlock. We are fairly, in that respect, we are traditional. A little bit old-fashioned, but that's how we are. We can't be anything else, just ourselves. And that's how we are. We want it that way. We can wait. Sex can wait. But we can't wait too long. That's why we're going to have a shotgun wedding, because we will want to have sex with each other. And that in mind, we want to have sex with each other. We don't want to hold off. It's not healthy to, they say it's not healthy to burn with passion, they say. It's not healthy. So Luigi and I, we're just going to get married and then consummate the marriage. And we love each other that much. Yeah, that looks nice. The hair looks good. And yeah, that looks interesting. Vogue. Yeah, it's going to be a very stripped back wedding ceremony. It's going to be very stripped back, but it's all right. We love each other as we are. We're not interested in all the hoopla and all that. And it's really funny how a lot of people, they spend tens of thousands of dollars on a wedding, and then within a couple of years or so they end up filing for divorce. And it's just sad to see all that hoopla going up in proverbial smoke. It just seems pointless having all that hoopla when it doesn't equal a marriage that lasts for life. You make the vows, you make the promises, whatever it is, and then break them in the next few years, getting involved in divorce. Sort of regretting that you married each other. So it's like that, it's always regrets. My parents' marriage didn't last much more than, I think it fizzled out after how many years? 20 years. Anyway, that looks really quite interesting. I'm wondering if maybe I should do a switcheroo. I might do a switcheroo just in case, folks. But basically, yeah, it's just sad the way most marriages end in divorce. It doesn't matter how lavish the proceedings. Maybe it's more the lavish, the more likely divorces to happen. There's a lot of rich people with shallow sentiment who just want to spend all that money, and then they end up blowing it off in the divorce courts. Honestly, it's silly. Anyway, I don't know that looks really quite interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.